Hey guys, so I've been wanting to make this video for a while now it's been something that's been on my mind. I feel it's also kind of a massive elephant in the room when it comes to No Man's Sky and Hello Games and just gaming in general. You know, as I've spent more time in this kind of gaming world and seen how things work, I think I've kind of developed a little bit of maybe an opinion and an idea of kind of what's going on here, and I don't think a lot of people talk about it. Specifically with Hello Games, this is really just kind of off the cusp. I don't have a script or anything. I'm gonna trip over my words a lot, but just hear me out. I think some of this will make sense, and if it doesn't, or if you have a differing opinion, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. First, I want to say that I absolutely love Hello Games. I love No Man's Sky. They're easily my favorite game of all time. I've nearly 2,000 hours in the game, which I know pales in comparison to a lot of the OG players, but I do think that I've kind of done everything that there is to do in the game up until this point. I've been playing seriously since Atlas Rises, but I pre-ordered the game. I have the box set, yada yada. You don't need to hear my credentials. I think that a lot of the updates that have come out recently aren't my favorite. I didn't even play the last expedition, and there's a lot of reasons for this. I think, well, we'll get into that. I think Hello Games deserves a lot of praise for what they've done. They picked themselves up after a rocky launch, made an incredible game, haven't charged any additional money for it. But I really think some of that could be could hinder the experience for some of the OG players. And let me explain why. In my opinion, Hello Games isn't building or developing these updates for a day one player or for somebody who's got tons of hours into the game. And really what you got to ask yourself is, like, why would they? They don't have a microtransaction model. They don't have a paid DLC model. They don't have a subscription model. And I don't even believe that they would be able to implement something like that given the circumstance of the game. I don't know how it would work. If somebody were to buy a No Man's Sky DLC, I don't know how they would keep them away from other players who didn't have it, so to speak. It's just one big massive world, but that's not what this conversation's about. I think, I see a lot of people on Twitter, on Reddit, in the Discord groups. Hello Games will launch a new expedition or a new update, and I see this really strong divide between people who haven't played the game really excited about the update versus people who have thousands of hours in the game really disappointed with the update. And I think it's easy to be disappointed in these updates, but there's a reason why they're happening that way, and it's, in my opinion, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, Hello Games they're not making these updates with an OG player in mind. I mean, they've essentially gotten, they've gotten a purchase out of us, so it's not like you're going to buy the game again when a new update comes out. And that's understandable. That makes sense to me. It is what it is, sort of thing. I was sitting there thinking about how I could make sense of this, and I really, if you were to present somebody who's never played No Man's Sky option A or option B, option A being a mech suit and option B being new fauna and flora, they're going to grab the option A 90% of the time, because to them fauna and flora is new. They've never played it, and that sort of thing. If you look at every update pretty much in the last 2 years, I feel a lot of it is that, the Hello Games will try to release some parts of an update that cater to or might make an OG player happy, but most of the update is to get new players, and that totally makes sense. I mean, Hello Games is a business at the end of the day. They have employees. They want to keep a roof over their head. I'm sure they have tons of money. That's not what this, I don't know how much money they have, obviously, but it makes sense to me to try to acquire new players being much more important than trying to make OG players or keep OG players happy. And that's not, I really want to stress this a lot. That's not a dig at OG players, and I'm not saying that Hello Games doesn't care about OG players. I'm just saying when they have these updates in mind, or they have an idea for what they want an update to be, they're going to cater more of that update to selling more copies of the game versus making people who've already paid, who have 1,000+ hours, 500, 300 hours in the game happy. That's just, I believe that's just how it is. But anyway, you know, I think that this discussion is important to have. I think it helps it's helped me kind of wade through the emotions of a new update. I feel an update's coming soon, if not, you know, this summer. I don't know, but I go into them now just kind of with a little bit more of a level head, and I'm always excited to be proven wrong when it comes to Hello Games and this sort of thing. But that's where I'm at currently, and yeah, like I said, feel free to drop some comments below, and let me know what you think. Thanks.